Okay, hello my friends. Good evening everybody. Good evening everyone. Habari za jioni kwa wale wote wanaoongea Swahili, wanaozungumza Swahili. It's exactly 14 minutes to the hour of 8 p.m. East African time. In Congo, I think it's 13 minutes to the hour of 7. Same with South Africa and same with other countries. So you're welcome to our second set of our wellness series, and I would like to use about 3 minutes to talk about one of the most sensitive topics, and that's the topic of peptic ulcer disease. Peptic ulcer disease, we can refer to it as PUD. Okay, so in 2004 I was in primary 5. 2004 I was in primary 5, and I kept on getting stomach pains. And these stomach pains, of course, by then I was a child, but my mom kept on taking me to the hospital until her family doctor, her family clinician, deducted that I actually had peptic ulcer disease. And this is a condition that ate me up from 2004 to 2011. Now, actually 2012. So you can count 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 9 years. So I was a peptic ulcer disease for 9 years. Well, I was a peptic ulcer disease patient for 9 years. I tested all the series of medications. In our local language, we had several herbs in our at home. Shanzununu and many others. We did, that's when I started learning about the magnesium trisilicates, the magnesium syrups, those antacids. That's when I learned of the omeprazole, lansoprazole, tripilokit, and so forth and so forth. So the condition became very serious, and I started really getting much interested in finding out what is the cause and so forth, until one day in 2016 someone introduced me to the world of supplements, and I started using supplements after, of course, staying with the disease. When the pain comes, you take the medicines, pharmaceutical drugs, and so forth and so forth. So in 2013 I went to campus, and there had now become several restrictions on what to eat and not what to eat. No posho, no live matoke because it has sap, and so forth and so forth. So I lived with a disease like that, but it was really eating me up. I lost weight. I became very, very small, smaller than even the small person. Until 2016, someone introduced me to supplements, and I started using them. And since 2016, today is 2025. It's now almost 9 years. 9 years I have not taken any medicine for ulcers. 9 years I have not been on any treatment that is referring to peptic ulcer disease. So in 2022, as I kept on learning more about supplements and so forth, I came across the latest management approach in the condition of in the latest approach in the management of NCDs. Of course, peptic ulcer disease also lies in NCDs. And I learned about regenerative restoration science. So while I was really getting much inquisitive, the research found out that every 10 people that you meet, about 8, every 10 people you meet, about 8 have gastrointestinal issues. If it is not peptic ulcer disease, it's gastritis, of course. It's maybe constipation or poor digestion, or many others that affect the gastrointestinal system, the digestive system, the gut system, and many others. So I started learning that our gastrointestinal tract has one major part, which is the stomach, and inside the stomach layers or the gastrointestinal walls, there's something we call gastric mucosa. The gastric mucosa tissue secretes mucus, and the role played by mucus is to actually protect the stomach walls, so that when you get even a smell of food, as usual, acid is produced. And the role played by hydrochloric acid is to kill the germs that come with the food. Unfortunately, as you go on growing, due to the damages of this mucosa tissue, you realize that actually these cells that make up this tissue start on being damaged, and therefore mucus will not be produced. And therefore, when you eat food or when you get a smell of food even, this acid is produced, and unfortunately it finds a bare gastrointestinal wall which has no mucus and burns it. So that's how people get the burnings, the heartburns, and so forth and so forth. So we went ahead and learned more, told us that actually sometimes there is a bacteria called H. pylori, Helicobacter pylori. This bacteria originates, by the way, in the mouth. According to research, it originates in the mouth, and so during digestion, this bacteria starts feeding on indigested materials, it grows, and currently H. pylori is actually the leading cause of peptic ulcer disease, gastritis, duodenitis, that's duodenal ulcers, and the gut bacteria causes intestinal ulcers. And so once unhandled and managed, then you can easily get mutations of these mucosal cells or mucosal tissues. And once these mutations happen, you're going to get gastric cancer out of peptic ulcers. Unfortunately, many people will be like me. For 9-10 years, you're nursing the disease, and the disease is what? Is growing. So when I read about regenerative restoration science, they introduced to me a product, this one here, called GI Vital Soft Gel. It's an all organic product. It's actually made out of organic components that are backed up by this science, with its basic function is to regenerate the gastrointestinal mucosal layers. So when they are regenerated, now your gastric mucosa can produce sufficient mucus. And so when acid is produced, it does not burn the stomach walls. That is the simple logic. Number two, it has the ability to inhibit and kill the Helicobacter pylori. And for so many years, we have been hunting for medicine, whether organic or conventional or traditional herbal, that can inhibit this deadly H. pylori bacteria. And finally, the GI Vital Soft Gel is finally here. For the past 8 years, when this product was launched on the global market by Nolan Group, all the 10 clients that have used it to deal with peptic ulcer disease, they have had permanent recovery. Whether it is esophageal ulcers, or it is gastric ulcers, or it is duodenal ulcers, this is the permanent treatment. And because of that, we have been able to help people that had often contracted gastrointestinal cancers using the GI Vital Soft Gel. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the good news I'm bringing to you is, as a wellness advocate, don't suffer in silence. The medicine is here. And the good news is, the Giants team is the exclusive distributor of the GI Vital Soft Gel across the African continent. If you have understood that ulcers is a killer disease, come to the comment section, ask for how you can get it, and let's have it on your doorstep. May God bless you. And we are ready to help you live free from peptic ulcer disease.